Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late January 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aries collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for the Rams in mid to late January? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries in mid to late January. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick. There we go. Ask and you shall receive. Cool. So I've been seeing this card quite a bit across the whole entire zodiac, and it is one of my favorites from this deck. We see the lady, she's having a little rest. I call this card the Helping Hands card. There's big spiritual undertones to this. It's very protective, but it could also represent a few other things. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So again, if you look here, we see the lady. It looks like she's sleeping all curled up in a blanket. And aside from that, the big symbolism that always catches my eyes is big golden sphere of light surrounding her. And notice that there's hands that are touching upon this light. So I like to call this the Helping Hands card. First and foremost, huge for spiritual protection and guidance. So whether it's your guides, spirit teams, angels, past loved ones, like it's an energy that's around you and protecting you, even if you don't see it and feel it. Now, if we put that to the side, the reason I call this the Helping Hands card is it represents needing or giving assistance. So for some Aries, depending on your situation, maybe you need a hand with something, maybe you need some help, or maybe you need a different outside perspective. For others, maybe someone's going to come to you and say, hey, Aries, can you give me a hand? Can you help me with this? So I'm not going to tell you whether you should or shouldn't do that, but I do like it. It does feel warm. Now, aside from those two things, this could also really focus in on actual sleep and rest, relaxation. So if you've been burning the candle at both ends, this is a good card for rest and recovery. And you might be having some funky dreams. So we're just going to leave it at that, Aries. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Aries gang. What do we got? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So for the past several weeks, actually, the energy's been pretty intense around the Aries collective, and that's not always a bad thing, but last week's reading was titled An Explosive Talk. So that volatile energy around communication. Now, for some of you, it could just be conversations you weren't expecting to have, or talking to people where it's like the energy just comes in hot. For others, it could be something that intensifies real quick. So remember, that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks, but we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Aries gang. What do we have? Mid to late January. We're moving on into Aquarius season at the time of this filming. Okay, 4 swords. So very similar. Notice they're both resting, they're both sleeping. So that is like a little holdover energy that we have from the Oracle card. I do like the 4 of Swords. Now, normally, I really enjoy action at the front end of a reading because it like sets a good tone. This is the total opposite. So we'll see. Let's get a couple more here. Let's get a couple more for Aries in mid to late January. Thank you. Oh, okay. This might be a good one, Aries, or Crosswatcher. I mean, even if you're in a situation with an Aries, these energies look complementary. We got the 10 of Cups in the center, and then boom, we got one of the Aries power cards right here, the Emperor himself. So I'm okay with the energy I'm seeing here. It doesn't feel as wild or as intense as it has the past few weeks. So just know if your internal energy or things you've been dealing with have had a big intensity, this feels pretty chill, at least initially. So we'll hope it stays that way. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I always like to look at the elements first. It tells us how the energy is flowing or the areas of life that could be affected or important in this time. And we have a pretty nice even mixture. Now, when we get too much of one element, that always makes me raise an eyebrow. But when we have air, water, fire, it's like, okay, this is evenly distributed, and a lot of the elements seem to work well with Aries energy. With air in the front, that's the realm of the logic, the mind. It's very pragmatic, it's intelligence. So it's like your brain power. So there could be a lot of things you're thinking about when we have air. It's also big for communication. Downside to air energy, sometimes it could be a little detached and cold. In the center, we have water. That's the emotional realm. So interpersonal connections, creativity, daydreaming. It's the internal world. So both of these are internal. It's like the heart and the mind that we have happening here. Downside with water is that it's always flowing, it's always up and down. And then on the back end, we have fire. So that's the Aries power element. That's the Aries comfort zone, not to mention an Aries power card. So that's a pretty good energy to draw from. It's the realm of action. So the actions we take, the actions others take. So it's like we have all this internal world energy and material world results potentially. So the only downside with fire is that explosiveness that we were seeing for a couple weeks. But so far, I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, the Four of Swords. Now, as you can see there in the box, we have this individual. It looks like they're just laying there praying. So this is a card that can deal with spirituality. So prayer, meditation, speaking to your inward voice. Maybe you're going within for various things where it's like, you know what, I'll solve this within myself. It's very quiet. It's a very hush-hush type of energy, which isn't bad. A big thing here, yes, it could be sleep, the dream state. So maybe there's some importance around things you might be seeing in the dream state. If we're not talking the dream world and all that stuff, the Four of Swords is taking a rest. It is taking a break. So for some areas, you might just be feeling a little zapped, whether it's what's going on in your personal life, what's going on in the world today. This is an energy where it's like, I'm tired. So take from that what you will. It's like, I'm taking a pause, I'm taking a break. So it's great for recuperation and rest and recovery. I like it. Now, the downside to the Four of Swords is sometimes it could be an energy that feels stuck. Could feel like an energy that's clogged up, like it's not moving, something's not progressing. But seeing what we've been seeing the past few weeks, I feel like for a lot of Aries, this could be a welcome chill type of energy. So hopefully it's not a problem or a situation. If you have been having one, maybe it mellows down, which I think could be good. Now we're going to get this Four of Swords right back where it belongs, right next to that amethyst chunk. As we talk about our next awesome card, we got the Ten of Cups, one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. You see it, we got the happy family, we got 10 full cups, we got a rainbow. It's a beautiful day, sun shining. This is a card of wins, victories, triumph, blessings, whatever label we want to put on it, it's good, right? So I love it for that. It's wish fulfillment. So hopefully something really swings your way. It can also represent the home, the household, and family. So I can see, like with the Four of Swords and the Ten of Cups, you might be spending a little more time at home than you normally are, or maybe you just need some quiet time. Everyone knows Aries can be adventurous, but when I see the Four of Swords with this, it's like chill, it's quiet, it's calm. So we're going to hope that that holds up. The downside to the Ten of Cups is sometimes it could be too much emotionally. Remember, there's 10 full cups here. So in the reverse, if you're not having issues with like family situations, the Ten of Cups can just be very, very emotional, very, very intense. So we'll see what's up with that. I'm not going to turn a good card into a challenge until we see other cards. Now, on the back end, we have one of Aries' power cards right here. We have the Emperor himself. Remember, it's not gender specific. Some people give it to Aries. Some people also give it to Taurus. And when I see the Emperor, I think of the King of Kings. So, of course, he can represent people in positions of authority, someone taking control of the situation. So whether it's authority figures in your life, paternal figures in your life, all of that can be involved here with the Emperor. The thing I like about it is that it directs its energy where it needs to go. So it doesn't waste its energy, and it's not just scatterbrained and all that. Like when I see the Emperor, it's like I'm doing this, 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 and this. There's a certain strictness to it. So it's not bad. It can be very strategic, especially with the Four of Swords on the front. There could be some planning or strategy happening. But I like the Emperor. It's like when I say something, I do it. Like when I say something, you better believe I mean it. So if I tell you I'm going to do something, the Emperor's a card that does follow through. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, the downside to the Emperor could represent situations revolving around control, right? So whether it's self-control, inward control, controlling your own thought process or mind. Hopefully, this isn't an individual that's a little too overbearing, where it's like my way or the highway. But overall, the energy seems chill. I want to dive deeper on all of it, Aries. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. What do we got for Aries gang, please? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Four of Swords. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aries, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Four of Swords. Why is it here for us? What do we got? Thank you. Pause. It's like I'm hitting the pause button. We got double fours. So watch for signs, synchronicities, omens. There is this very strong spiritual undertone that we've been getting since the very first card. And that is still holding out pretty hefty here. Now, aside from these two being repeating numbers, I always say the Four of Wands to me represents signs, synchronicities, and omens. So again, whether it's dreams, number signs, you name it. Maybe some of you were asking for them, like, hey, if you can hear me, please give me a sign. There's these strong repeating fours, right? We have the Four of Swords, Four of Wands, even with this Oracle card, four hands surrounding the person. So especially if you're seeing that number quite a bit, that could mean something. Now, I always say when it comes to signs, synchronicities, and omens, sometimes it's reassurance that something's going your way. Sometimes it could be a warning. Usually, to me, the fours isn't a warning. It's like pause, hold firm on something. So for a bunch of Aries out there, whether Spirit's asking you to chill, relax, hold firm. Like, to me, the energy isn't moving yet. It's like, just hold firm here, Aries. So I don't know what you might be going through, but the energy doesn't feel like it's doing too much. Now, I will say this, aside from the omens and stuff like that, the Four of Wands to me is celebratory. It's happy. So like with the Ten of Cups and the Four of Wands around this Four of Swords, it's like there's something good coming in, and it's like you don't even have to go the extra mile to attain it. It's like it's magnetically coming your way. So we'll see. Is it a win, victory, blessing? Very possible with these cards. But to me, it feels like if you just hold firm and stay on track, it's like you naturally pull it in towards you. I'm getting like an energy vortex here. So really strong energy on the energetic realm, even though it might not be shown on the material yet. Let's keep moving. We're going to get this Four of Wands right back here by the Four of Swords. Definitely the energy around the omens too. But let's see what the Ten of Cups has. I feel like that's a good sign. But let's go in on that Ten of Cups. We'll see when we get over to the Emperor as well. There's the Ten of Cups here. Thank you. Cool. Yeah. And this energy to me doesn't feel like a pipe dream. So we have the Seven of Cups in reverse underneath this Ten of Cups. Whereas there might be something where Spirit's like, hey, don't even stress it. Don't even, like, try not to overthink it. Don't think about it too much. The Seven of Cups to me is a card of options, paths, choices. So I do like to see it, but usually in reverse, it's like I'm heading in one direction where I know what I want to do. I know where I want to go. And under the Ten of Cups, it's like, all right, well, it's already coming. There's something that's already on the way. And this card can also be very daydreaming, very imaginative. It's super etheric. So in reverse, I think of a more realistic, pragmatic type of vibe. So when we combine all this energy, absolutely, we have the wins, massive wins, victories, and blessings in all different areas, right? Because we have the fire, which is the action coming towards you, the air, the water. So it's like the energy vortex is what I'm picking up for the Aries Collective, where it's like this energy is just coming at you. It's like very magnetic for one reason or another. So of course, this energy here is a winner of victory. Now, for some of you, if you dream big, if there are certain big things you're trying to manifest or bring in, or you have some lofty goals, this is assurance from Spirit here in the center, where it's like, no, this isn't a pipe dream. There's something that's actually possible, or something that will be a reality. So I like it. Let's move over to the Emperor. There's really strong energy here around manifesting or creating. So it's like I'm pulling energy to me, even if I'm not trying to. So that could be a lot of things. That could be work, that could be relationships, you name it. For those of you that are cross-watching for Aries, this energy feels smooth. So if you're having issues with an Aries, the energy could smooth out. But let's go in on the Emperor here, and we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow. Yeah, and there it is. There it is right there. We got our good pal here, the magician himself. Now, there is, I don't even want to call it a warning, but we do need to talk about situations regarding control because that could be a downside with both of these cards. But first, let me say, notice I've been speaking about meditation and spirituality and the synchronicities and the omens. The magician fits right in with all of that, this underlying spiritual tone that we've been seeing throughout the whole entire reading. So, for a lot of you, whether you're starting a new spiritual practice, maybe you're going within a little bit more, maybe you just are interested in picking up information about certain practices, I love this magician card because it fits right into this whole theme that we're getting this week. But what is the magician? It's an energy conduit. It manifests, it pulls things in under the Aries power card. So I've been saying it since the very beginning. There's like this energy vortex coming in where it's like I'm pulling these things in, these wins, these victories. It's like energy starting to loosen up. And it doesn't mean you have to sit there and do absolutely nothing with the four of wands and the four of swords and the front end. But to me, it's like it's something's coming at you smooth. So I just love the energy for Aries this upcoming week because it seems like things are just falling into place. I'll say it like that. It's like things are working, things are falling into place. No, things are realistic, which is great. Now, the downside to the magician, especially with the manifesting aspect, is the magician wants to control the situation. The magician wants to control the material world. So, like when I see this for a lot of Aries, this could be good. If there are certain situations you've been dealing with that kind of spun out of hand or got out of hand, this energy can bring order to that. But I think it's also important to know that, you know what, sometimes we can't control certain things. We can control ourselves, how we think, how we act, but sometimes things happen that are just out of our hands. And I'm not saying to throw up your hands and say, oh, well, but there are things here around control. But I love the overall energy. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Big karmic spiritual stuff all over the place. But if you kindly look in the box, position number one, we start chill, but pretty good. We got the Four of Swords with the Four of Wands and the upright. So the big 444s, the number sign synchronicities could be in overdrive for a lot of Aries this week. So don't be surprised if you're getting a lot of the omens and synchronicities. But at the same time, it's like you don't even really have to do much. Like there's something that's already on its way to you, where it's like it's on its way. Like the energy is very magnetized, where it's just pulling stuff in. For some of you, maybe you need a little rest and relaxation. In the center, we have the Ten of Cups with the Seven of Cups in reverse underneath it. Again, very similar. So we have these wins and victories and blessings that seem to be en route. So I think this is a very claimable reading, honestly. And there is something here in the center where spirit's like it's not too much or it's not a pipe dream or you're not imagining things. Like there is something coming in that's like very realistic. So don't be afraid to dream big. Moving to the back end, we have the Emperor with the Magician in the upright. Just like we've been saying, that supercharged energy around manifesting and creating your experience. But yeah, sometimes things happen that are out of our hands. So I will say this, the good thing with this energy on the back end is if things have been a little wild, it's good to set order to it because it's like, all right, I'm getting all my ducks in a row. So I love this reading this week, Aries. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going nice and quick here for Aries gang. Thank you. Cool. All right, so the Nine of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, and this is a common card to see as a shadow card. Now, the good thing about it, it can be very protective, it could be very territorial. So for a lot of Aries in this time, not saying that you're going to be jealous, but there just could be certain things you're extra protective or extra alert about in this time. It's not a warning from Spirit saying like, oh, watch out, be cautious. I always think you should be cautious in general in life, but this isn't scaring me. Now, the Nine of Wands represents somebody that's been through a bit of a difficult time and they kind of don't want to go through it again. It can also represent a gunked up, blocked up type of energy. So just know this with what we saw within the reading and now this in the shadows. There could be certain things in life that might not be going exactly how you like it. They might seem gunked up when in reality there's a lot happening under the surface where it's like it's already on its way. So I think this is good for the most part. Just watch out for any possessive individuals, jealous individuals. Just be cautious. So we're going to leave it at that, Aries. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or if you'd like to see what 2026 has in store for you, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The January schedule's already up, so you could go check it out and see what's available. It's going quick, but for the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's absolutely adorable and is great for readers of all skill levels. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments from today's reading which card spoke to you the most. Even if the reading didn't quite hit, which card was giving you those warm and fuzzies or really caught your attention. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.